Today, we're testing Jackson's epic charge against history and military reality. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Battlefield Chronicles, where we analyze Tolkien's battles as if they were real military engagements. In this episode, we're taking a close look at Peter Jackson's version of the Rohirrim charge at the Battle of Pelennor Fields. And right away, let's make one thing clear. A massive, full-speed cavalry charge is plausible, and history gives us several examples of that. So the concept itself works. But in the film, we see the Rohirrim advancing as one enormous, uniform block, without any visible tactical formation or divisional echelons. That part is much harder to accept realistically. Armies didn't usually charge as a single monolithic wave. They formed lines, wedges, or layered formations to maintain cohesion and momentum. Now, Theoden's speech and his final tactical orders, on the other hand, are surprisingly coherent. Gamling is ordered to follow the king's banner in the center. The goal is to strike directly at the heart of Mordor's formation. A blow like that forces the enemy to reorganize instantly, something the orcs simply cannot do in time. Grimbold is sent toward the walls to disrupt the siege and relieve pressure on Minas Tirith. Eomer, for his part, moves around to strike the rear, preventing Mordor from committing its reserves. All three axes of attack are credible and tactically meaningful. And here's an important detail from Tolkien's version. In the book, the forces of Mordor have not yet entered the city. When the Rohirrim arrive, the gates of Minas Tirith have fallen, but the city has not been fully breached. The Gondorians, taking advantage of the confusion caused by the Rohirrim's sudden arrival, launch a massive sortie through the gate. Put all of this together, and you get a highly coherent overall battle plan. Mordor's reaction now. The film actually gets something right. The orcs deploy spearmen in the front line, with archers behind them. That's exactly the proper anti-cavalry setup. Pikes forward, missiles in support. There's also a very small detail I love. In one shot, we can see that the front line holds steady, while orc units behind them tighten their formation and shift into position. It's a brief moment, but I love it because it's very precise in showing how a unit behaves. So why are the orcs still overwhelmed? Because the Rohirrim achieve complete surprise, high momentum on open terrain, and they're charging units that are essentially light infantry and archers with weak bows, not heavy longbows. Under those conditions, a determined cavalry strike is going to break the line. Also, it's worth noting that the Rohirrim are charging in a V formation, a historically accurate tactic. The point of the V, where Theoden and his knights lead the charge, hits the enemy first. The wings of the V, advancing at speed, discourage the enemy from enveloping the center. This formation also simplifies command and control, since the tip of the V is easy to follow for the rest of the army. Finally, by hitting the enemy's center instead of the whole line at once, they can break the center first, which might make the wings fall back even before they're fully engaged. Put together, the V formation increases the effectiveness of the charge, concentrating force on a decisive point while maintaining cohesion and command. That's another strong point for the famous scene. Now let's talk about the Mumakil scene. Impressive, but frankly, tactically, the scene just doesn't hold up. At first, the orcs fall back behind these enormous beasts. That part actually makes sense. The idea of using the beast to counter cavalry is fully justifiable. But then, the Rohirrim charge. And I mean, look at it. It doesn't work at all. Historically, horses refuse to charge elephants, and given the sheer size of the Mumakil, there's really no point in attempting a frontal strike. And then the turn back toward the Mumakil. Why? Pursuing the orcs and annihilating them could be defended tactically, but ignoring them to turn back and crash into the Mumakil again simply doesn't hold up. However, the shot of the troops rallying and reforming their line deserves real credit. It's a crucial part of any real battle, and films almost never show it. Note here that in Tolkien's version, it's the Gondorian infantry that, emerging from the city, attacks the Mumakil. That approach is much more coherent tactically. Light infantry can realistically harass and slow down the Mumakils, unlike a frontal cavalry charge. In the end, we can say that this famous scene actually gets several things tactically and historically right, even if a few moments are clearly there for spectacle. Personally, I'd give it a solid 7 out of 10. Follow the channel for more epic battle analysis. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.